Hey friends, what it do? It's your boy Charles here with one of my favorite types of videos, action figure unboxings. And what we have today is we have FTR, formerly known as the Revival in WWE, now in AEW Wrestling. Yeah, let's take a look at these guys. We have Dax Harwood and we have Cash Willard. I was going to do separate unboxings, but I bought them together, so I might as well just make one. This is from the Series 12 Unrivaled collection, which also has John Moxley. These guys, we got Private Party. I got both of those action figures. And we have Jamie Hayter in this line. So that's the last one I need to complete this line. I have to see if I can get a hold of that one. They have the signatures on the back, the copy signatures, and has dates, reference dates for these. Oddly enough, they're not in the gear from the reference dates. This one is April 27, 2022, and it's clearly in black gear. And then this one is from February 23rd, 2022, and he is in yellow gear here. And this is the white Pinnacle gear, and I believe that, yeah, the Pinnacle is definitely broken up by then, but they still have the Pinnacle logos on the knee pads. But, you know, that's cool. I have the Wardlow with the Pinnacle gear, and I have the Shawn Spears with the Pinnacle gear, so this will be a nice complete set of these guys. So let's get them open. Alright, now we got both the guys out the box. We have a spare head for Dax Harwood, which is more of a shouting or screaming expression. And then we have almost the opposite here with Cash Wheeler. This is more of a stoic, static face, and here is he has kind of a open mouth, kind of smile, kind of grimace thing going on. And we have extra hands that come with Cash Wheeler that are open gripping hands. And the action figure actually has two closed fists, which you don't see, but they seem fitting. You know, Cash Wheeler is known as kind of a hothead in good and bad ways. One of the coolest things was in WWE when Bret Hart was being inducted into the Hall of Fame. Some jackass ran up from the audience and tackled him, and all the wrestlers handled business, especially Cash Wheeler, putting these closed fists to work. That's all I'm going to say. You can look up on YouTube. If you're at a wrestling event, don't mess with the wrestlers, or you might run into Cash. That's all I'm going to say about Cash. So yeah, these are good looking figures. You know, I love the details, and this has a knee brace on it, as well as an elbow brace on the left arm. You know, so you can tell that Dax has been through it a little bit. Like these smaller knee pads, so you know you're not gonna have too much hindrance on motion here. These are a little bit bigger, but yeah, they don't hinder the movement that much. So let's see here. And then on the back of the tights, we have the FTR. And we have the back tattoo there. Great musculature details. The figures look, you know, just about right. Maybe they could have added a little bit of weight around them. They're not, you know, they're in great shape, but I think they don't look as buff as they are nowadays. You know, these guys are not small wrestlers. You know, they're right in that 220 to 240 range, I think, each one of them. So they could have made them a little bit bigger. We have the Pinnacle logo on the right knee pads of both gentlemen. So now that we had them out the box, let's compare them to their Mattel counterparts. And there are going to be differences because this is a basic action figure, which isn't going to have the same articulation or detail as these Jazzwares figures. And the thing I noticed right off is the scale. Jazzwares does they do tend to make their figures a little bit on the larger side, and so you look at these guys. Uh, let me see. Here we go. We got back-to-back comparison. Cash is noticeably taller from the AEW Jazzwares line, and so is Dax. Yeah, considerably taller in this action figure. Um, like I said, I've done a lot of photos intermingling the action figures, and I generally don't see that big a discrepancy in height unless you're talking about either the early Riho figure and definitely the Dustin Rhodes figure. That thing is just massive. It's out of proportion with even the Jazzwares figures. And the same thing with the other figure, the Rio figure, and you talk about Hikaru Shida's figure. She towers over every other female figure, and she is not a necessarily tall woman. Um, so yeah, that's for the appearance, and then articulation is going to be what you get with all the Jazzwares figures. You have the ball joint head, and neither one is going to be hindered by long hair. They have the old school aesthetic, short haircut, all about business. We have the ball joint on the arm. A lot of motion here. There's only a single joint across the chest, but you still have some great flexibility for not having that butterfly cut out. You can cross arms with just the double jointed elbows, and the plastic on these Jazzwares figure it's solid, but it's more malleable, and it'll give you a lot more stretch than the Mattel figures. But yeah, we got double jointed elbows, which are hindered a little bit by the elbow pads. But here you can clearly see the double jointed elbows on Cash Wheeler. We have the swivel rotating torso as opposed to the back and forth rocker. The hips swivel. What else? We have the ball jointed leg with the thigh cut, double jointed knees. These heavy pads are not real easy to work with, but that's okay. We got a little ball joint action on the ankle, and you can swivel the calf. And we have a ball joint there. So that's the articulation on those. So now that we have both these guys out of the box, like I said, they were, we got the Pinnacle gear. So let's pull out the rest of the crew and see how they look in comparison. We got Big Wardlow right here. We got Shawn Spears, who is back in WWE now, back in the NXT system. And of course, you can't have the Pinnacle without the man, Maxwell Jacob Friedman. Here we go. That's a good looking set of action figures. You got your MJF, and I really like, at first I wasn't too stoked about them being in their old gear, but it's nice. It matches up great with Wardlow and Shawn Spears. And, it's kind of a throwback to when these guys were, just getting started. There'll be other opportunities to get more updated gear in the future. And I think as well, we could do a little bit better with the head scans on, especially on Dax Harwood. I didn't get the first release of FTR because the head scans were just laughable. But these are much improved from that. So anyway, that has been an unboxing of these FTR figures. I think that they're quality, and they capture time in AEW where they were really really killing the business. And you got the whole crew here, Sean Spears. Interested to see how long it's going to take to get another Mattel action figure of Sean Spears. Now that he's back in the WWE. And they definitely have some updated wardrobes, so I'll be looking into that. We got a lot of MJFs coming out. His aesthetic, it really doesn't change much, which is why I only have this MJF. Now, maybe if they could do a very cool thing and, make a, version of his comeback attire with the jacket and everything, that'd be something I might spend money on. But I don't just buy figures, just because of slight differences. You have to give me something worth buying. So anyway, that's been my review. I definitely dig them. I give them a strong 6 out of 10. And if you like this, let me know what you guys think of these action figures. And I'll see you next time. Until then, keep buying them figs. I am out.